Hello and welcome back to another video with Amualani. This is episode 4 of my Dwarf Fortress Let's Play series, Season 2. Um, now, last episode we did finish, for the most part, getting this floor dug out. There's still a couple of bedrooms, which I'm going to let them dig out at a lower priority. We do have a dormitory, so if we get some more migrants, they do have some place to sleep. We also have, if you go to create a meeting area, and then you hit this little plus button, we have a tavern, we have a library, we have a hospital, we have a temple. We don't have a guild hall. That will happen as we get a guild established, but we have one of everything else. And we also have a meeting area. So we have all of the social needs of our dwarves sort of met. We also have a dining area for them. And we have a dormitory. And then they have individual bedrooms, and all of our nobles and administrators have individual offices as well. So now we do also have our wood stockpile is dug out, and this is our permanent wood floor setup. The different colors are for different things. This color here, the Paradise Nutwood, is for all of our work order carpenter shops. We can also assign, as we get more woodworkers, we can assign them to come in and just make some extra barrels and bins if we know we're going to need them for the episode. Now they are starting to dig out the rest of our wood floor, which I don't mind that they do that, but this episode, like, of high importance, because we got our caverns unlocked. We do have up here, as you'll notice, the dirt that's dug out is growing mold. If we dig out an area like that, our grazers can be moved underground because they can survive grazing off of that. Oh, and it does look like... Oh, there's some sand. Okay. So we know when we set up a sand collection zone, I think I'll set up a sand collection zone that's access to it is from inside my fortress, so it's safe for my dwarves. Okay. We're going to set this to a priority 1. Oops. Priority 1, and we are going to channel this and this. Actually, we'll wait on this top one. Or should we wait on the one below? I don't want the dwarf falling. We'll actually wait on this one and do the top one first. I am going to... So that's going to be a trash chute. I am going to come in, work orders. We're going to do rock block. We're going to have it make 10 rock blocks of gabbro. We are starting to get some microline as well, so we are going to make some rock blocks of microline as well. Am I okay with 10 being used for that? I think I am. Just for us to get some building materials. You know what? I'm going to go 5. Nope, 10 is good. And we are actually going to go... We're going to need some gabbro blocks, so we're actually going to go 20 on the rock blocks here. Now, end of last episode, we did also set up our clothing. There is some more things that we can sort of set up and do with this floor as we need to, but this was sort of the main thing here that I wanted to get. Our carpenter is so busy, that's why the removals are not happening. Now, we did set up the toys stockpile, so I am actually going to come in and we're going to add a couple of new tasks. We're going to do rock, toy, rock, toy. Now, I know, like the mugs, it says make 3 Gabbro mugs. That was a nice change that was added since Season 1. I'm not sure exactly when it was added, but I did notice it in the game that I started a couple weeks ago. Now, the fact that the toy does not tell how many it makes me wonder if the toy makes only 1. So I'm going to do 3 toys, I think, if that's the case, and we're going to make them out of different materials. We will definitely do one out of Gabbro. We're going to do one out of Microline. And then we'll do one out of, what else do we kind of have a lot of? Kim, or Olivine. You know, we'll do it Olivine. That'll work. And then, you know what, we're going to start doing a little bit of the rock blocks. That's not here. Right. We do have some birds. We do need to set up rock nests, which actually that we can do it as a work order. Nest. Rock nest box, and let's make it out of Microline since we have peacocks. I don't think we need 10. Let's start with 4. Let's come over. Let's make a rock door for the peacocks. Let's do Microline. I'm starting to set up for our animal floor. And then we're going to do a few rock blocks here. We will also do 5 more Gabbro doors for those bedrooms here on this floor. Now the various rock blocks, I'm going to do allanite. We'll do andesite, salt, cinnabar, coltite. We need to add some more rock blocks here. Let's do 1 out of kimberlite. Let's do olivine. Let's do orthoclase. Let's do pyrolusite. Okay. We're starting to get some building materials. Basically, we're about to dig out our animal floor, start getting some setups for that. And I'm wanting some blocks to make some permanent workshops out of. I don't. The wood I made out of wood logs, the wood workshops, but everything else I'm going to make out of the rock blocks. Alrighty. Now, in the last episode, we did sort of set up our clothing. As you can see, it's automatically weaving thread into silk. Speaking of, let's come to our farmer's shop and let's process. We will process plants, and we will, we'll spin thread and see if anything happens out of that. Clothing, we did buy 1 bin of pigtail cloth. Okay, so we are going to make a couple of pieces of clothing. Looks like we could do a couple of dresses, and let's do a couple of trousers. And then a couple of tunics. And I will save the rest of the cloth. I think they already grabbed what cloth they might need for the hospital. Let's go check. Yeah, they already grabbed some cloth for the hospital. Nice. Okay. Now, I don't think we have a lot of leather, we do have that parchment sheet. I'm going to come and I'm going to make one. I'm going to come to rock, and we're going to do a scroll roller, and we'll make this out of gabbro. And as soon as that is made, we'll make an extra scroll. Actually, I'll go ahead and prioritize that. Reason being is I want to have a writing implement in here for them to... Oh, speaking of, we have a few things to assign here. But I want a writing implement in the library for them to make a copy next time we do buy a book. I'm assuming this is a visiting scholar. He is hauling the mountain halls, understood. This was the book that we bought from the vendor. I forgot to turn visitors off of the library. And visiting scholars can and will take copies of your books out of your library when they leave, and they take it with them. It's sort of like a sharing of information system. I'm hoping he leaves it here and doesn't want to take it with him, but I don't know if they have to take it with them. I think this is a new system for me. Still, I did finally have my first successful in my previous world. I had a dwarf write a book successfully. I'd been trying to do that forever. So I'm very excited for the library stuff. Okay, but the reason why we set up some clothing is when I was doing the reading on this little trick to set up the stockpile, I saw something about the clothing that the dwarves wear. It takes about 2 years for it to wear out, and then it's worn. So they need replacement clothing like every 2 years. In actually every single one of my early games, I didn't focus on my clothing industry until I was 7 or 8 years in, and so all my dwarves got kind of unhappy because their clothing literally like rotted off their bodies. So I'm trying to be better because of that experience. I'm trying to be better about setting the clothing up early. If you don't have planting or you don't have plant fiber plants that you can go gather, making clothing early is tough because the clothing bins are expensive, or the cloth bins are expensive from the traders. But so we did buy that one bin, so that's why we're making these particular items so our dwarves can get some replacement items. We are still in our first year, and I'm assuming, I don't know. Let's go look at some of the dwarves. Like our expedition leader, let's look at what he's wearing. So if any of the clothing was worn, it would have an X next to it. So like our expedition leader, the clothing is good. Let's look at the miner that came. Looks like his clothing is good. Oh, and he grabbed the microline crown, so he likes microline. I'm gonna check out personality and preferences. He likes ash glaze, trifle pewter, topazolite, angle shark tooth, diamonds, and maces. When possible, he prefers to consume fly and rice beer. What's fly beer? He absolutely detests rice. Dude, you like fly beer? Really? Okay. Trying not to judge. Trying not to judge. But so I'm assuming that our clothing is in good condition. We're still in the first year, and I'm assuming they can't migrate with worn clothing, but maybe they can. I don't know. It can't hurt to go in and look at all of our dwarfs and kind of see what their items are. Okay, this dwarf does have 2 worn items. So our bookkeeper will probably grab the tunic and trousers, one of the tunic and trousers that are made. So if you'll notice, the bookkeeper had a whole bunch of clothing. A lot of the rest of it, I'm not as worried about. It's the tunic and trousers or dress that if those are worn, that's when they get they're embarrassed because they're not properly clothed. They don't get that same bad thought if they don't have gloves or socks or shoes, from what I've noticed. That's my kind of limited experience. I'm starting to look at this a little bit more so that I can kind of learn about it a little bit better. Olan, I think, was kind of a new recruit. They came with a steel battle axe. Nice. The battle axe is what the woodcutter needs to cut down the trees, and they have a steel one, which we can't make steel yet, so that's really nice. But yeah, their clothing all looks good. Okay. Coating of Olan gem-guarded dwarf tears. So, it's Olan. Okay, this is Olan gem-guarded. That's their nickname. I think it's a she. So she feels euphoric. She felt wonder after communing with. So those are probably tears of joy. She felt wonder after communing. So I'm really glad that we set up the general temple. I originally wasn't thinking about setting that up, but that does meet one of their needs to worship, and I don't plan on setting up the more permanent temple for a while. So having a general temple just on our first floor, I think, was a good idea. Okay, very cool. Mistum. Let's go look at the clothing. Okay, clothing seems to be in order. They have a pick because of they're a miner, or they're set to the mining. They also grabbed an amulet. Okay, nice. Our weaponsmith. I'm assuming these are amulets crafted here. If you'll notice, like the goose leather shoe, it's got the brackets on either side. Those brackets appear on items that come in from the traders that I've noticed, and I think those are on items like that they migrate with. If it's made here, it doesn't have those brackets, so that I'm assuming that amulet was made here, but I don't know for sure. I'm just starting to kind of look at this stuff, and I'm wanting to learn about it. So, Nish came with. They are hauling the Gabbro mug. That's not her item. It means she was drinking somewhere. But the mugs they don't keep, and it'll say like same with if they're reading a book, it'll be in their inventory, and it says that they're hauling it. Coating of Nish Clear Minds, Dwarf Tears. She is Nish Clear Minds, and yeah, she felt wonder. Okay, so us having that temple is like our dwarves are really appreciating it. It looks like. Okay, let's see. Our broker has a pick, and everything else looks to be in good order. Herbalist. What are they legendary in? Why is... Okay, I'm gonna have to figure that one out. I thought if the name was flashing, it meant they had a legendary skill. We did set this person to be an herbalist. They're also sort of our animal caretaker, and we set them to farming as well, just to take some of the pressure off of our farming industry. Okay, let's check out their items. Let's stop getting sidetracked. They're hauling a paradise nut fruit. That makes sense. They're an herbalist. And it says their task is gathering plants. And then... So they do have a leather quiver. They're set to as a hunter. And yeah, they're competent marksdwarf. So that's why they have the quiver. And everything else looks to be in good order. I don't know. I set up the wood crossbows to be made. I don't know that they've been made yet. We'll go check into that in a second. Items on our chief medical dwarf. Everything, yeah, there's no X's there, and they have a Gabbro crown. They have a pick because they're mining. So our militia commander is also a Marks dwarf, and we have them set to the hunting labor, so I'm guessing... So here we have all the clothing. They have a quiver and some bolts. Okay. And they're wearing earrings. Oh, and look, the earrings say in right ear and in left ear, and then they have an amulet. Okay, cool. So they've acquired a few things. And then let's look at the kids. Oh, dang. They're hauling 5 bars at the same time. I didn't know they could do that. Well, that's kind of cool. No worn clothing there. And let's look at the other kid. Coding. So, no worn clothing, but they do have... There's the dwarf tiers of, I'm guessing, yeah, Unib. Lance Crested. Felt love remembering talking with father. Felt honest talking with acquaintance. Didn't feel anything after seeing a dog's dead body, after seeing an alligator's dead body. Those bodies were at my entrance when those dwarves migrated, I think. I didn't have the stockpile set up yet, so that's going to be something that those thoughts are going to be recurring for this kid, which that's a shame. So we only have the 2 pieces of worn clothing, and it was a trouser and a tunic, and we're making replacements for those 2 worn clothing. So hopefully this will satisfy some of the needs of the clothing needs of our dwarves. And now I am going to come down and I'm going to look at... We had set up... Okay, I think they did. It looks like they did make them. Yep, there's some crossbows. So when they go hunting, I assume they have to have a crossbow. I don't actually know, but we have some bolts. So we are going to set up a few more bolt orders. I'm not quite ready to set up a work order for wooden bolts. And it does look like we're starting to get a little bit low on wood in the stockpile. We are also going to set up... so our herbalist is gaining some skill. They are hopefully going to be a little bit quick at this. And you know what? I don't know. I think those are the underground tree. Oh, Dimple comes. Hey. Okay. So we are going to set up. So before we hit play, I want to set up some mining. You know what? I will have them come and finish this floor. Which means I need 5 more beds. And 5 more doors, which I think the doors I already set to be made. I did. But let's go down and set the work order for the beds. Okay. And that way the bedrooms are just ready to go when migrants do come in. Okay. Now we are going to focus on the animals next. So this is the animal floor. I'm just double checking. This is the barracks floor. Okay. We are going to set this to priority 1. So let me think here. Okay, so 3 by 9 plus a walkway on either side, so 11 plus a walkway in front. Okay, so 11 by 4. 11 by 4. 11 by 4. Okay, so this these are going to be for workshops. This first set of workshops is going to be for shearing. Second set of workshops is going to be for milking. Third set of workshops is going to be for spinning. Okay. So then 11 by 4, 11 by 4, 11 by 4. And this is going to be for I'm going to do 3 butchers. We'll also have 3 tanners. Actually, I think I'll do... I will probably do 4 butchers and 2 tanners. I'll do like butcher, butcher, tanner, butcher, butcher, tanner. And then this back one is going to be a stockpile. Actually, we're going to come out a little bit. Yeah, we're going to put a little bit of space here and come out like that. And is 15. 15. Do we need a stockpile that big? I don't think we do. We can always make it bigger. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, perfect. Ooh, you know what? Let's go 3 more on each side. There we go. That's a better size. This is going to be for a stockpile for sort of the refuse from butchering. And let's come down. The vermin catcher shop does not have to be dug right away. Actually, you know what? Yeah, we will. Okay. So these are bigger. So we're gonna. So this is 1 by 15. Okay. And this is going to be just a bigger room in general. So the vermin catching industry, I'm going to set up a couple of the vermin workshops, which are larger. They are 5 by 5. And then I'm also going to set up a couple of other workshops in here, as well as some stockpiles. So I want this area to be a bit bigger. That's a stockpile, and we're going to go like that. Alrighty. We're going to come out like this. We're going to come up. Sort of. And in here, we're going to do 10 by 20. I'm just getting the areas drawn. I'm not connecting these others. Okay, so each one of these is going to be a pen. Now, I really like how I set up the animal industry in the world that I started a couple weeks ago. One thing that I did set up was my dog industry. I really got it set up for training them to be hunting and war dogs. So I'm going to want multiple pens for my dogs. So I think this is what that's going to be. This is all for the dogs. So we're going to have one for our breeding set of dogs. And I did finally look it up, and at least for like the animals that you can train to be war or hunting animals, having the green traits matters in their ability to fight, in their ability to recover, in their ability to heal. Honestly, that was my assumption, but I didn't know that for sure, and that's just based on my research. I don't know that for sure, but in my animal industries, I've been trying to breed for the green traits anyway. And I'm going to continue to do so. So, like for the dogs, I will have one room where I'm going to have my breeding dogs, and then I'll have one room for sort of like the female pets that don't have as good of traits and are not part of the breeding program. I'll have one for the male dogs that the male dogs I'm going to gild if they're not part of my breeding program, but they're going to be in one of two categories. One will be the dogs that have either no traits or orange traits. I will still train them to give my animal trainers some skill, but then I'm going to sell those dogs. And then the other one will be for the ones that I actually train for that have they'll be male dogs. They will be gelded, but they have green traits, and they will be trained for war and hunting dogs and assigned to my military or hunters. So I do want four for my dogs, but I don't need to have. I will actually have. You know what? We'll actually set the rest of this to a 3. The one for the pets. The pets that I don't want as part of the breeding program, I do. And I'm just going to we'll have this be a 2 for the rest of this. So that we can get like the rest of the animals kind of situated. Because early on, I do need a pen for sort of my other animals. Okay. Now we are going to come down. Do 20 by 10. This will be for the birds, so I'll have one for my peacocks and one for pet birds. And these we will dig out now with a 1 priority. And then in a 2 priority, we will dig out a couple more spaces. Actually, this one can be a 4 priority because we don't have these other birds yet. So these can be, and actually, I'll leave those undug. Eventually, as we get more birds, if we want to set up another bird training program or breeding program, then we'll have the space to do it. And then we're going to come down with a 1. And 20 by 10. We'll come down this way and come in, and we're going to, this will be for our pigs. And then we can potentially set up other animals down in here as we get exotic animals. Now, if we do get something else that we can keep underground, like tigers that we can train as hunting and war dogs, I'll put them. I'll dig up this direction and put them up here, and I'll have the same setup as I do for the dogs. This down here will be like the pigs, and then if I have other animals that can't be trained as war animals, I can set up the breeding pens for them down there. Okay. So I think that's good for that. And then sort of, I think, down this direction. Down over here is going to be dining hall, bedroom, guild hall, all of that. So up this direction, we will do the stairs that will lead up. That being said, if we do like that, and this comes up this way, we still have a gap there. Perfect. This might move. We're just coming up. Okay. Yep, it's definitely moving. But it's on this row. Let's come in a little bit. And then once they dig that out, we can dig some areas for our grazers. Okay. Now that being said, let me look at come up one in the floor. I do need access somewhere for our barracks. The rest of the military floor, I will sort of... I am going to kind of get it planned out, but I'm not going to mine most of it. I'm just going to mine one barracks for now. You know, I'll draw all of this in a priority 1. I just won't connect it. This will be our defensive hallway, where the walls will draw or carve slots into. So we'll have our archers patrolling this when and if we get attacked. And we'll come out like that to do a hallway to that area. Okay. That being said, we will do okay, so we will do a 12 by 12 here, a 12 by 12 here. Okay, and actually these we are going to draw at a 3, and we will leave these drawn. This is where we're going to set up our... Okay, what is going on here? I'm not too far over. There we go. This is where we're going to set up our stockpiles for our weapons and our armorware. We are going to do that. So this does not need to happen at a 1. That being said, the stairs are kind of in an awkward place, so I think we'll come out this way for dining room, guild hall, which there is space for that. We're not going to connect it for now. We don't need or want to build out. So that's going to be the dining hall for the barracks floor. Okay. And then we can do... And I don't think we actually need a guild hall. Okay. So then... okay. Let's just say... Let's go 10 space. So 11 by 5, 3 by 5, or 3 by 11, and those stairs interfere. Okay. By 5, 11 by 3, 11 by 3. No, okay. You know what? We're going to do that. So that we still have, I can do the spacing, and I need to do this first. Okay, so that we stop having that issue. Okay, so then 11 by 3, 11 by 3. 11 by 5. And 5 by 10. Okay. This is the shape of our barracks. And we will have a hallway here that we can set up. 11 by 3, 11 by 3, 11 by 3, and 5 by 10. Okay, so this is where we can set up our barracks. And then at a later Probably not too much later, but when we start setting up our first permanent bedrooms, it will be for our militia. But I'm not quite ready for that this episode. I did just want to get our first barracks dug. Okay, and then this is our stairs coming up here. Okay. Okay. Make wooden bucket is complete. Has become underpost. Okay. We are, I think, ready to hit play. Now, another thing that we can do while we're waiting is I'm going to set up another stockpile here. We're going to come in to armor. We're going to do all. We'll take off artifact, artifact, and usable. We're going to set up the same thing here for weapons. We're going to do all, take off artifact, and we'll take off usable. Unusable. Weapon. And we're going to come in to both armor. We're going to take off unusable. And weapons, we're going to take off unusable. So that way, any unusable weapons and armor get put in a bin here, and we can sell that to the trader. Brew drink from plants. We're going to set to repeat. Okay, it looks like they made the scroll roller. We're going to come in and we're going to come down and we're going to see if they can do acquire scroll roller. So it looks like that scroll roller might have to be... Oh, it is set to be hauled. That's why we can't use it. I think. If it weren't set to be hauled already, we might be able to use it from the workshop. I don't know. That's what I was looking at. So they're making one more mug for us. Now they're going to start making some toys. Going to come over, we're going to look at some work orders. So Nish has canceled spin thread, needs unrotten hair wool body part. They have canceled processed plants, needs unrotten processable plant. They cancel brewed drink, needs unrotten fermentable plant. Okay. Our guys are kind of crazy busy. Let's see if we can pause and do... While... So the scroll roller is not set to be hauled. I'm going to come in and see if we can do... Make scroll. Yep. And we'll do high priority. And then that scroll they will take to our library. Oh, please leave the book when you're done with it. Okay. Let's come up and see a little bit of the progress here. And you know what? This is a big space that I don't need on a 1 priority. I'm going to set this to 2. And get our miner up doing something else. Yeah. And you know what? It occurs to me, I actually do need one for pets. There's a lot happening. I should probably have set the rest of this on a 2 and had them go up to dig for the grazers on a 1. But honestly, I want all of this kind of dug out this episode. Oh, nice. We're getting some more allanite. I like that allanite too. Okay, so that being said, let's do... So for the pigs, we can do an allanite door. It's kind of pinkish. The dogs will do... we'll do basalt for the dogs. Okay. And for the pets... I think we'll do olivine. We'll do a green door for the pets. Okay, let's come over and look. Militia commanders cancel. Hunt, no ammunition. Okay. The elephant is fighting. What elephant? Oh no. Do we have... we have elephants. Wow. And we have Tiercel Peregrine. I want to figure out how to catch the elephants and the peregrine. I want to get both of those going. Because I think we can train both of those as war animals. But yeah, so I will need to get my animal industry up and running somewhat quickly to be able to do that. Okay, so let's go check out. We did set all those toys to be made. There's a Gabbro toy boat over here, and the kid is checking it out. Let's go click on the kid. They're hauling a microline toy hammer, and they're playing. So they're actually playing with the microline toy hammer. Now, I don't know if they will put it back or if they will continue to play with it, but that was why we made the toys, because we do have a couple of kids, and we want them to have the toys because it gives them happy thoughts. They felt enjoyment after playing with Toy Hammer, felt enjoyment after playing Make Believe, enjoyment remembering playing with the toy boat, enjoyment after playing with the toy boat. So having the toys, it gives them a whole bunch of happy thoughts. This was a kid, she didn't feel anything after sleeping without a proper room. Hopefully it looks like she's claimed a room now. But this was, I think, one of the kids that saw the dog body and the alligator body when they came in. So I'm really happy to be able to give them some good thoughts. Okay. And I'm also kind of happy that we did a couple of different colors on the toys. Now, I think, yeah, our population, we only have 2 kids and we have 3 toys. I think I'm going to leave it there. In terms of, you know what, we did just strike Allanite. I will go ahead and make one more toy, and I'll make it out of Allanite. You know what, I said one more, but we'll make a couple of toys out of other colors. So we'll do a basalt toy. We'll do a Lucite toy. And I think we did Olivine already. The Kimberlite I'm kind of wanting to save because that's a purpley color, and I'm wanting to do that for my squad furniture. We could do Cobaltite. Let's do Cobaltite. And then we could do a Cinnabar toy. Yeah. Cinnabar. Okay. Then let's also go in. We'll do crafts and start doing the same thing. We'll do Allanite. Crafts. We'll do Cinnabar. Just to start getting some different colors of items that our dwarves can claim. They do have different preferences. Hamster remains. That's because we have our cats set up to kind of protect our food areas. And actually, we can click on the cats. So one of our female cats has resists sickness. Very nice. We have a female cat that got agile, one of the kittens. High stamina. This kitten we're going to gild with 2 weak traits. We do have agile and low stamina on our adult male cat. And then, so actually, all of our females are fabulous. So this one with the 2 traits, I'm gonna start labeling them. Kitchen. The kitchen. When I do get my kitchen floor set up, that will be the floor where I have my breeding program for the cats. This is what I definitely want as part of that breeding program. Let's come in and look. We have agile. And we have high stamina. Okay. For now, I'm okay just letting them do their thing, because we're going to need some cats. And I'm kind of curious. Let's go click on our dogs. Oh, agile and strong. Fabulous for the breeding program. And I think we still have, yeah, we do have a male dog and resist sickness. So nice. Let's go look at the puppies. Tough, low stamina. We're going to gild that puppy. Don't want them breeding. Same with that one. That being said, the high stamina, they might be, and tough, and low stamina. We might just be training those and selling them. We'll see. Or we could assign them as, you know, hunting dogs. But I'm going to gild them either way. Let's come look at our piggies. Nice. One of the females is great. Oh, the male is great. I'm not sure where the other female pig is. I think we had 2 female pigs. So this piglet we are going to gild. And this is a DF hack menu that I'm using here. I play through Steam, and DF hack is this is one of the nice features of DF hack. But we have a very nice breeding pair. I don't know where the other female pig is. I think stray sow, stray boar. Oh right, we only did 1 on that because the pigs were more expensive. Okay. Curious on the peacocks. We do have. Okay. So the one male, he's got a green trait, which I like. And then the female, we have agile and weak. And the other female, we have no traits. Okay, so it's going to take a little bit of work with the peacocks to get them there. Starting off with parents that have 2 green traits, like we have that one cat that has that, and then like the rest of the female cats all have 1 green trait. That, in most of my worlds, takes me years to get my program to that part where my breeders have those type of traits. So our cats are going to be really nice. We don't need a ton of cats, and I will definitely manage the population. But for right now, I'm going to let them be. So the elephant is fighting. The militia commander was trying to hunt an elephant. Okay. We have struck several materials. Work orders have been completed. So wood bin, that's our like a permanent standing work order. And then the 3 Gabbro mugs times 5 has been completed. That we told her that was a one-time work order, and then make beds was a one-time work order. And then Logum has created a masterpiece wood bin. Okay. Gonna go ahead and hit play. And let's come and look at the bolts. We're out of bolts, and we're gonna come in and actually do a work order for bolts. Oops. 25 bolts. Okay, and we'll do that times 10. I'm not entirely sure I want to use that much wood for bolts, but the fact that we do have alligators and some dangerous things. Do have a couple of cages. That was from the animals that we bought from the trader. Were in cages. We're starting to get some stair action done here. Okay, so this was going to be for our dogs. I'm going to leave it playing so they can keep digging. So we're just going to bring all of our dogs up here. And label it dog pen. Now eventually this will be for the breeding stock, but we only have the one dugout for the moment. This will be for the birds, and this down here will be for the pigs. They don't need to be digging any of this all going this way. And yeah, that's fine to be dug out later. But yeah, I'm okay that they're digging a little bit on our militia floor. Okay. So we have a Hammer Dwarf is visiting, which means we'll get a petition shortly. Make wooden bin 5 has been completed. Welcome has created a master bin. You have struck rock crystal. We're going to go ahead and set up a couple of tasks for cutting gems. And there's the petition. They want to eradicate monsters. I'm going to deny. They will take up all of our drink if we let them. Okay. Our drink situation is getting a little bit dire. What is our herbalist doing? Let's go. So, he's also a hunter. I think we have them assigned on farming. Yes, we do. This guy's busy. Now, our woodcutter... I kind of want the woodcutter to also stay in woodcutting only. So that when we need to send someone to go cut wood, they're available. And you know what? We're going to come over to labor. We're going to come down to hunting, and we're going to take up all of hunting just for the moment. They have kind of a lot to do, and we do kind of need the herbing. Okay, we're going to hit play. And I'm kind of curious, are all the bedrooms... Yeah, all the bedrooms are taken. Okay, nice. So everybody has a bedroom. And it looks like that visiting scholar has left. Let's see if... Hey, they left the Mountain Halls. Understood. Okay. Actually, okay. Sorry, I keep changing my mind here. I forgot. I do need to come in. We're going to... So for the library, and there's the extra parchment scroll. Perfect. I'm going to come in. I think we had a couple of dwarves that were good with words, I think. So I'm going to come in and look at the dwarves. All I'm looking for is in these top skills, if they're good with... Good focus might be... Okay, let's go look at skills. Let's look at other skills. They're an adequate poet, but nothing about good with words. Really, I'm looking for good with words. Good with language. So our manager, let's go look at skills. Good with language, I think, means they can be a scribe. Let's look if we have anyone else that's good with words besides the manager before we assign them. Woodcutter, good intuition. I'm just looking very quickly. Top right, I'm looking for good with language. That was the stoneworker. Okay, weaponsmith. So if I'm first looking for color, because it's gonna good with language is going to be in green. Good with language. Our broker. Ooh, maybe the broker instead of the manager, because the broker's going to have a little bit less to do. Other skills. They're an adequate poet. I think broker over manager, but let's keep looking. Okay. Chief medical dwarf. The militia commander. Okay, and then the kid. So I think we're going to assign the broker as a scribe. So we're going to come into library. We're going to come down to scribe. On this page, you can set your library to be citizens only or like allow visitors. Citizens only, and the visiting scholars won't take your books. So early on, I like to do citizens only. And total number of each describe to, for now, I'm going to leave that, but you can change that number. Once I get a paper industry up and running, I'm going to increase that quite a bit so that I can open this up to visitors, and it'll be a good thing. They can come and I don't know if they can bring books and leave them. I don't know if that's how it works. But the library is something I've been working on in the last several worlds. it was 3 or 4 worlds where I was trying to get them to write a book, and I finally had my first successful book writing. And now I'm trying to kind of figure out the sort of the scribe aspect of it. So the scholars are the ones that you assign who will write books, and then the scribes are the ones that they will make copies of the books. So the scribe we're going to go ahead and set as our broker. Our broker kind of has a lot to do, and that's okay. But they are good with words, and I think this is my theory. I don't know for sure, but I think good with words means that, like writing and reading, they can learn those skills faster if they are good with words. And so that's why I'm assigning someone who is good with words as a scribe. As migrants come in, I'm going to be on the lookout for that particular skill to assign some other scribes who are not, my administrators. I don't mind that the broker gets a little bit of experience in that, but, my broker's going to be busy. Okay. And then the other thing is our tavern. I'm going to click on the little magnifying glass here. Citizens only is a big one. A lot of the visitors that are coming in requesting to eradicate monsters, if we have this open to non-citizens, they're going to drink all of our drink. And as it is, we're kind of struggling with drink. So I'm not ready to open the tavern up to visitors. So goblets desired, stored instruments desired, you can change those numbers. For now, I'm good with those numbers. Rented rooms. I haven't gotten into the rented rooms aspect of it. I have only ever done taverns in one world, and that was the last one I started like 2 weeks ago. So I'm new to the tavern scene, and I think it's like you make a bedroom and then you assign it to the tavern, but I've never done that, so I don't know quite how it works. But we can assign performers, which I'm not going to do, and we can assign a tavern keeper, which I'm going to come in and look and see. So our expedition leader, our broker is... Honestly, I don't want to assign a noble to this, but we do have Nish, who is a novice judge of intent. Let's go look at Nish in this screen here. Okay, well, Nish does have poor social awareness and poor intuition, but they are a novice judge of intent, which apparently is a skill needed for the tavern keeper. Oh, but they are our brewer. Ooh. What about our other weaponsmith? Disdains cooperation. They are leisurely, low willpower, impatient, recovers slowly, values power. The fact that they value power, would they enjoy being a tavern keeper? I don't know. They don't have a whole lot to do right now. Let's make a bond, the tavern keeper. I don't know how, I don't know really what to look for, and I don't know how this is going to go. That dwarf does not have the best of traits, but they don't have a whole lot to do. So that might give them something to do so they're less bored. Okay. So now we have a tavern keeper. I think you have to have a tavern keeper for the tavern to be up and running. I'm not sure. Now we don't have any instruments that they can store. You can also, if you click on the temple, I think that that's something that you can change. Yeah, just number of desired instruments. But that's why we placed the pianos. And let's go check out. This is something that the meeting area. So that is something that it talks about in the tutorial, but I only ever do a very temporary meeting area when they first come inside. I've never just left an actual meeting area for them. And so that was something I kind of wanted to look at and see if... I don't know which of these social rooms satisfies which of their needs, but I kind of want to look. So they are focused. Unmet need, be with family, acquire object, martial training. That is our bookkeeper. Satisfied after reading the mountain halls, felt lonely after being away from family. I don't. So they have some kindred spirits and close friends, but no family. And unmet need, martial training. Acquire object. The focused, I think, might mean they're talking. They're socializing. I don't know. So we do have our militia commander. They feel fondness talking with a friend, interested. You're a fine, tastefully arranged container. Didn't feel anything having an intellectual discussion with an acquaintance. Ooh. should that other dwarf be offended? Apparently that other dwarf is boring to talk to. Okay. He was bored after... Sorry. That's just kind of funny. My conclusion may be wrong. It's just, seeing that, when the other one is really focused on the conversation. So he was bored after being unable to practice a craft for too long, felt lonely after being away from family for too long, interested near his own fine table and door and bed. So, yeah, the fact that we have... he didn't need an office, but that's why we gave him the office. He's enjoying the door, or the table. His own fine seat after watching a performance. Ooh, okay. Satisfied at work. Now, let's go look at what we have him assigned to. We have him assigned to hunting, and we have him assigned to animal care. He does have a need to craft an object. You know what? Let's go assign him to crafts. Relieve some of the pressure on our... And let's assign him here. And see what happens. Oh, look at him run. Oh, he went up the stairs, though. Okay, so this... Let's see, do we have any doors yet? This is going to be for the peacocks. We do. We have microline. This is for the dogs. The pigs do not have. Let's go look at workshops, farming, and nest box, and see. 1, 2, 3. I think there's one more to be made, but that's enough that we can move our peacocks. So we have the 4 adults, and do we have any? No babies. Okay. And peacock. Pet. So now, they will be able to gather eggs for food. And I'm just waiting. Okay, so everything was brought down. We're going to go ahead and make this... I'm selected on the door. I clicked on the door to bring up this menu. And we're going to go ahead and make it forbidden to allow our peacocks to... we want some baby peacocks. We do want a bit of an industry, so I'm going to let them do that. Okay. Nice. So we do know, I think I'm going to wait until they kind of finish. Actually, I guess I can do all of our workshops here. Okay, so this is all going to be the same workshop. This is the farmer workshop. So we're going to have one for, this is going to be for milking. Let's go look at our bars. So the gabbro block's perfect for milking. And then for shearing, we'll do basalt blocks. Perfect. And basalt. And then for the spinning, we will do some more colorful blocks. I think we'll do sort of 3 different colors here. I'll do an allanite. Did we do an olivine? 3, yes we did. Okay. And cinnabar or mica? Ooh, let's do that mica. Actually, no, let's save that for our cheese workshop. Cinnabar is really pretty. Okay. Oh, but you know we're gonna need the cinnabar. Nope. Yeah, we'll do olivine on this. Okay. We are going to come down, since we're setting our barracks up, we are going to set up some, we'll do work order, and we're going to make some training gear. So training axe, training sword, and training spear. I don't need that much of all of it. I think I'm going to go, you know what, for right now we're going to do 3 of each. Perfect. And nice, our militia commander is going to come and help with the bolts. And did he make all of the clothing? Okay. I want him to make those items. I don't mind that he's making the bolts. We do need bolts, and that would be he stopped hunting because he ran out of bolts. So that's something that that he's definitely kind of focused on. All right, we're coming up on early spring. We are officially through our first year. Okay. Now we're going to set up. I'm going to set up some butcher shops. So here we'll do butcher, butcher. I'm just debating on how I want to do this, so pardon me. We'll do this one out of a different color. We'll do this one out of orthoclase. And then we'll come and do, 3 butchers I think is good, and then 3 tanners maybe. No, okay. Cancel. Cancel. So we're going to do tanners in this front spot. So we'll do tanners out of... Yeah, we'll do orthoclase on the tanners. And then we'll do farming and butcher, and these three we'll do out of the cinnabar. And then this is a permanent stockpile for hair and wool. Come down to refuse, the hair and wool will do all. Okay. Come check out, so we can do a couple of doors. So we want, can we do cinnabar? No. What about orthoclase? Okay, so we can do a couple of orthoclase doors. And we'll do another allanite door. And then 2 more gabbro doors. We do need to keep an eye on the drink. Let's go out and check out the progress on herbing. Honestly, we need more herbalists. I'm just not wanting to... the dwarves that we have, I don't want them to be herbalists. Okay, they're starting to line up there. Let's go. We'll do... For the pets, we need another olivine door. And honestly, we're going to need... we'll do a couple of olivine nest boxes. So we'll do work order, nest. Let's do olivine. Let's do 2 for now. Okay, we do have, the beds are all made. We're slowly getting the doors. They're just busy. These are large areas that we're having dug out. This is a permanent setup. The reason why I have the areas this big for these animal areas, I have in previous worlds, early on when I was just starting, I did much smaller areas. And when I got too many animals, they were just on top of each other, and they that caused them to scramble and panic, and they were unhappy, which was making the dwarves unhappy. They also injured each other due to overcrowding. So I've just kind of come to like doing these bigger areas for them. Look at all this allanite we're getting off of this floor. I love it. This is this is one of my favorite boulders. That's so cool. And the kimberlite is actually quite pretty. I received a kimberlite block in a previous world, but I'd never seen the ore. The fact that we have a little bit of it. Oh, let's go read some of our alerts. Tigerfish have given birth to tigerfish fry. Okay. Nice, our drink went up, so they're doing a little bit of brewing. We have masterpiece. Oh, on the training stuff. Cool. Egg macroline nest box has been completed. That was a one-time order. Spring has arrived. The task cancels. Cinnabar crafts needs a cinnabar. Okay. And a Ablil cancels eat item inaccessible. You have struck a couple of materials. Okay, work order on the training axe has been complete. Nice. So the tigerfish, I'm going to come in to our citizens menu, come over to other. We're actually getting quite a nice little population of the tigerfish. Now, if okay, it looks like the elephants may have moved on. If they come back, and the peregrine falcon, we might be able to try. We have giant hamster and giant mosquito. Oh boy! All right. And we live in an exciting area with stuff I haven't seen before. I've seen elephants and peregrine falcons from the traders before, but I've never had them in my area. Once we get a little bit more established, we have some more dwarves, and we actually have our animal industry up and going. I think I'll do a little bit of research into how to trap sort of the wild creatures. That is something I've never done. I've never looked into it. But I would love to trap a couple of elephants so we could get some elephants up and going. Okay. So this is going to be for pet birds, which I don't think we have any pets. I'm just looking at where it says stray. They would have the proper name instead of that. Or well, you can see still that they're like a stray dog, stray cat, but they would have a proper name before that. Like that would be the first thing that you see is the proper name. Pet, bird, pet. Okay, perfect. And then they're digging out sort of our final area that's on the one. Oh, we do have. Oh, right, because this is going to be for pets. But this is for pigs. Okay, so we do still have another couple of big areas that they're working on. Let's come up. They are doing the barracks. Okay. So I am going to set up our barracks. Except we're going to assign it to we only have the one squad. We will tell them to store their equipment here, even though we don't have any equipment just yet. And this is militia barracks. No command. So I know which squad it is. Beautiful. And military, we are going to do an archery target here. And did we have the kimberlite block? Yes, we did. Kimberlite is a little bit more blue than it is purple, but I'm kind of cool with that. Archery range. Except we're going to assign this. The direction is correct, and arch range command. Okay, perfect. They're almost done digging on this floor, and then oh, it looks like they did dig up. Look at this. We have sand collection. Yes. I am going to do this on this floor as well, so that we have a sand collection area that we can set up. And perfect. So this is going to be for our... I think we'll try to do planting. Oh, you know what? Gosh, planting would be good right in here. So I think we'll try to... Our food floor, we'll try to have the stairs come up right here. So 10, we're going to go 20 by 10. And we'll just start with that for now. We'll come in and do a little bit more digging later on. Actually, we really do kind of want... We need a bigger area. I am being kind of careful not to go too close. There we go. I'm trying not to get too close to the walls. Now we are going to build walls. A lot of like we have by our entrance, like if there's that rooted tree dirt, it's not considered a wall and it's not real sturdy, and I don't want to risk cave-ins. So we are definitely going to be building walls around the outside of this thing. And I think that's exactly what this line is going to be right there. Perfect. And then we can, with our blocks, come in and build those walls. So for right now, this is going to be a general pasture. But we can definitely get some other areas dug in future episodes. We did ask for the llamas, which actually, I think... For the llamas, we're going to actually set up the order for them to come. And for our llama industry, nice big area. Do. And that might actually be too small. An area. I'm going to come up one more on this. Okay, come on. And we'll have this be for sort of pets. And potentially other... You know, we can come up here and there's... Oh, look at all this sand, too. So sort of have one area for... this is kind of a nice big area for pets. And then we can... sort of other animals. For right now, this is plenty to be dug out. And then we can dig out a new area for, because ideally we're going to want one for our llamas, we're going to want one for our pets, and we're going to want one for other animals that we either buy from the traders or that come with our migrants. But for right now, they can all just go in the one pen. And honestly, we're going to want a huge one for the elephants, which we'll see what happens on this floor. This floor with the sand will be good for a breeding too. So I might do a little digging for the animals on this floor. And you know what? We will construct floor right here. This is going to be gabbro blocks because that's what we have so much of. Don't need it. That turning to mold. Andesite is equal to gabbro. Gabbro. And gabbro. Okay, perfect. So if you build the floor, that stops the spread of the mold. Lots of gems. Okay. Very nice. They are still building there. Let's look up at our animals. And for right now, I'm not going to dig more on this floor, but I am going to set up a sand collection. So. Sand collection. Graze. Graze. Yeah, I'm only going to have one sand collection. I don't know why. I don't think I need to label it. Okay, very nice. Oh, look, they're already dead. This is where we're going to be building the walls and everything. And I don't know if us building walls will traumatize the animals, but as soon as this gets kind of moldy, we're bringing them in because it's not safe to have them outside. So Nish, Hammerdorf is visiting. That's what the petition is, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they want to eradicate monsters, didn't they? Logum has created a masterpiece barrel. Bookkeepers cancel store item in stockpile interrupted by a giant... Wait, where is this giant hamster? Let's go. You know, I kind of want to see this giant hamster, actually. Oh, barn owl, giant grasshopper, giant mosquito. Wait. Tire fry. Oh, the giant hamster must have left. Okay. Let's go check out some of these other giants. This is my first time with sort of a giant. Oh, yep, that is a big ass. Excuse me. That is a big mosquito. Let's go check out the giant grasshopper. Ooh. Okay, okay. They're bringing wood in. Oh, look at that. Lungfish remains. We can unlock that. Oh, they did finally channel. Okay, so let's come in and tell them to channel this space. It's also... we'll leave it at that, and then once those two spaces are channeled, we will... This, eventually, we're going to want to have it all be constructed out of blocks. Oh, look. Migrants are arriving. Oh, no, they attracted no migrants this season. Okay. Logan has created a masterpiece barrel. We have the giant grasshopper is fighting. We have several visiting folks. Eradicating monsters, deny. Eradicating monsters, deny. We have store item and stockpile interrupted by a giant hamster. Urist has become a militia commander. He is hunting somebody. So he is hunting the giant grasshopper. Okay. You have struck microline. The wooden training spear is done. The nest boxes are done. The gabbro door is done. All of these were one-time order. The microline box times 10 is complete. Tigerfish has given birth, and so has a kitten. Okay. Let's actually come up to the entrance here. And watch them. We have another petition, deny. Struck Allanite, okay. And they're coming up. Nice. And it does look very nice, like they... And we're just going to go ahead. We only have 3 animals. We're going to go ahead and bring them in. And we can sort of make it bigger after we get the walls in. We're going to accept. We're going to bring in our grazers and do grazing pasture. And we're going to delete this so that they move the animals. Okay. So we are going to construct a wall right there. Gabbro blocks. We'll do top priority. We're actually going to center this right here. 3 I like to be planting, so 4 I think we'll do. Crazy. Nice. And we'll just get started on this wall. We'll do this bit first. And we'll do Gabbro. And nice. They're in, they're safe, they're out of the rain. I like it. Oh, let's go ahead and we can remove the wagon. Ooh, 3 willow blocks. Now, eventually, when we get enough blocks, I will enclose an area right here where we'll get a covered trade depot. But for right now, we kind of need to leave things as they are. Okay, we'll build one more wall. there. Out of Gabbro. Okay. And we are going to build. Which actually, I'm going to do a wall here. I think we're going to do like that. This we're going to do out of the microline blocks, which we have 40 of. Nice. Okay. Now one more. Actually, here we can do. Yeah, we'll do a wall. Out of Gabbro. Okay, perfect. We're gonna do microline on the wall here. Of course, the one in the corner is the last one I do. Okay, perfect. And finish the walls here. And we'll do Gabbro on the floor here. Gabbro on the floor here. Gabbro on the floor here. And Gabbro on the floor here. Nice. And we are going to go ahead and construct stairs here. 1, 2, 3. Out of Gabbro. And we'll do a door here out of Gabbro. Yeah, it's going to be a well-used door, so I'm fine with it being a higher quality one. And we're going to set a new zone for a garbage dump. No, we're going to pause. Accept. Entrance. No. Garbage. Dump. Entrance. Perfect. Okay, we'll hit play. We're going to come back down, and we are going to have them make a hatch cover out of. We're going to do for that stairway. Nish has become a farmer. We have several visitors, which I'm guessing are the petitions. Wooden barrel and Gabbro blocks have been completed. Militia commander is hunting. We have struck many materials. We have masterpiece items. We have a militia commander is fighting tigerfish. Oh, he's hunting tigerfish. Okay. Urist is cancels hunt, no ammunition. Stray dog is giving birth to puppy. Okay. Eradicating monsters deny. Eradicating monsters deny. Now I need to be careful not to deny, like if they want like a guild hall or a temple, but I don't think I'm there yet. Okay, and let's scroll up and see. Okay. And actually, we can finish moving pets. Okay. So we have, this is going to be for pigs. So I will do the pigs. And did they have, yeah, there's a couple of baby pigs. Okay. And this is pig pen. And then down here, I'm going to do pets, which I don't think we have. Yeah, we don't have any pets. Okay. Pet pen. Okay, but we will get some doors up. Okay. So the pig pen, we do have an outline door, and we have an olivine door for the pets. Okay. Now we're going to come up. This is going to be an olivine door here. This is going to be an allanite door. And then we'll do orthoclase over here. Down here, I think, I'm not sure what color we'll do that. Oh, look at that. Is that all? That's orpiment. Look at that. That's pretty. They're getting other areas dug out for us. Okay, let's go up to, let's hit F4. Looks like this area is dug out. Let's get more of the wall constructed. We'll come down, we'll do gabbro blocks, and we'll come up like this. And then right there, we're going to do floor out of gabbro. We're going to hit play, we're going to come down. We're going to do another work order for, we need to get some more rock blocks going for gabbro. Dacite, we're starting to get a bunch of. Okay, so gabbro, I'll do another 40. Oops. You know what? 40, yeah. Okay. And eventually, when we get a little bit more microline, we'll do, I think, microline walls and the gabbro flooring throughout the entire entrance hallway here. Which actually, these are kind of low quality doors. I am going to remove these, and we're going to replace those with higher quality doors. We are coming up on summer. All right. This is going to be another view for me for the barracks. Okay, we're going to pause. We are going to paint the barracks now that the area is dug and get it full size here. Okay. And we are actually, now that the barracks is dug, we're going to click on our squad and we're going to schedule, and we're going to do staggered training. Okay. We're going to hit play. So that they do have an area to train now. And we did the training weapon, so they have stuff to train with. That being said, I think we're going to come in. Yeah, we still have the work orders here. He did finally make all of the clothing. It looks like the clothing was... It's not here, so I'm guessing it was grabbed. cats are busy at work here with the vermin. That we can probably... We're sitting good on drink, so let's go ahead and let's set up a work order. Let's do prepare 10 fine meals. Still have quite a few of the easy meals here. But we do have some meat and fish that I don't really want to go bad. And let's also do a work order for lavish meals, but let's just do 5 on the lavish meals. Okay. So this was pet birds. You know what? The Olivine door was not supposed to go over here. That was actually supposed to be an Olivine door. Okay. That was supposed to be this door. And then this is, I think we're doing, did we do basalt doors? What did we do here? No, we can do Gabbro. Gabbro, okay. Let's come over. Let's do door, Olivine, and Allanite. Okay, there we go. We'll wait to place that last microline next nest box once we are able to get back in there. But we are going to set up these other the Olivine. We do have 2 Olivine nest boxes. Okay. Not that we have any pet birds yet, but that way we are completely set up and ready for pet birds. Okay, nice. The area for the dogs is getting dug out. The area for the pets is okay. The Dacide versus the Gabbro. Okay, so these are some nice colors to go together. Okay. All right. Last thing we're gonna do is wait for them to finish digging out this bedroom. We will get all of our. Oh, let's go back up actually, and get those better doors in. This is our entrance, so I do want better quality doors. Okay, there we go. Nice. Well, we can place all of the doors. We might need one more door. Okay. Let's do a basalt door and a Gabbro door. Or you know what? Let's do another Worth Glaze door, actually, instead of basalt. Mountain Halls understood copy and copy. Okay, so they did. We had the one extra scroll that they made the copy. So now we have 2 copies. Nice. Our dwarves have a place to read. Pleasure after a satisfying acquisition. Dress and trousers. Okay. And we do have an amulet. An exceptional amulet that he grabbed. Okay. Very cool. let's go ahead and do, we're going to come in and make sure that wrong one. Adequate weaponsmith, adequate blacksmith. Okay, well. We're going to make a couple of weapons, so we want to make sure. We'll give it to our tavern keeper. We're going to make a new copper pick and a new copper battle axe. Okay. We're going to make 10 charcoal. We do need to chop down some more trees. The fortress attracted no migrants this season. The human axeman is visiting. Summer has arrived on the calendar. Logum has created a masterpiece barrel. And a couple of work orders have been complete. And then the petition for eradicating monsters denied. Let's go F4. So this door will be Orthocles. And this door is Gabra. Perfect. Furniture, beds. Okay, and this floor is complete. We are going to turn those into bedrooms. Oh, you know, we're going to wait until they actually place the furniture. But this floor is complete. I won't really be adding anything else to this floor. Petition for eradicating monsters denied. Construct tetrahedrite. Okay. I think I'll make 3 more basalt doors here. I'm gonna look at the pigs. Okay. We have another baby with not a good trait, so I'm gonna geld. The parents both have 2 green traits, so I'm okay with that. We'll finish setting this up in the next episode. This episode really has gotten kind of long, and I do apologize for that. We're going to do a work order for, we're going to do 3 more basalt doors. And that's the last of our basalt. Okay. But we're going to come back up to our entrance up here. We are going to do doors and hatches. We're going to do a hatch right there. Okay. It does not look like we got any new traders this year, and that's okay. I'm debating on what color I want for this door. You know what? I think for that door we'll do... well, we'll do allanite. Okay. And then I will go ahead and set these up to be dug on a priority 4. But the rest of the animal floor is... Nope. Let's get those done. I will set up the vermin area in the next episode. Let's see. They're making the dwarves. Let's go ahead and get another line of the wall going. Gabro, okay. We'll go ahead and get this side done as well. Gabro. The reason I'm doing it like this is the walls in the corner. If they build a different wall first, can get blocked if you build it all at the same time. So I'm doing, but this one will not get blocked. So we're going to do this in the wall too. Okay. And it looks like we actually have enough now that we can completely finish the wall in here. Giant chameleon. Oh boy. Okay. There is fighting happening. Is it in the fort? What's happening? Giant grasshopper. Let's look. Nope. Let's go check the hospital, see if... Yep, somebody's hurt. Our tavern keeper is unconscious. I'm glad we've got the... That's a lot of wood. Boy. I'm glad we do have the hospital up and running. Okay. A lot of stuff was canceled due to the giant chameleon. Okay. Homley is visiting. Work orders have been completed. Ooh, nice. Okay, the basalt door's done. Fighting and petition. Eradicating monsters tonight. Eradicating monsters tonight. But we will come up and do the rest of the basalt doors here. Okay. And then the allanite door, we're going to come place here. Okay, we can set this area up for the wall. We had to wait for this one in the corner to get placed, so that, of course, they're doing that one last here too. Okay, we're going to set this one top priority. So that they come get that one done instead of leaving it for last. And then we can tell them to put in the last of the wall here. Okay, there we go. And I think, yep. So this is also kind of a nice feature of having our stuff underground, is we do get stuff that our herbers can come and herb. And I think we can set up an area where we can get the trees. What trees do we have? Yep, funky wood. And yep, Oh, terra cap. Nice. I like the terra cap, but the funky wood is not my favorite. Okay. And that is what one of the spaces will look like. This is not a very large space. It's sufficient for the amount of animals that we have now. And when we get the llamas, we'll put them in over here. Okay. We are going to set up the rest of our pens here for the dogs. Okay. Dog, pen, so. Pet dog pen. And we're going to do male dog pen. So this will be for multiple uses. Pretty much any male that I'm not keeping in the breeding program is going to come into this pen while I wait for them to get gelded. And then they'll either be sold or trained or assigned once they're trained. So this pen will have multiple uses. Okay. And I really do think I'm going to wait until next episode for that. And then we'll do the stockpile, and I think we'll wrap it up at that. But I will, the area right around the door, we're going to leave vacant. Okay. Refuse. Yeah. So we'll come in, we'll do corpses, body parts. And we'll do teeth. Okay. I do believe we are going to wrap it up there. Let's see here. We will set this for process plant. See if anything happens out of it. We're going to come up. We're going to set up work orders here, but we'll do that next episode. This episode's getting a little bit, or way long, actually. I do apologize for the length of the episode. It just took them kind of a long time to dig everything out. This is Amulani. If you enjoyed the episode, please thumbs up it. If you enjoy what I'm producing, please subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next episode.